All right, the Raiders just received some big news, and I think all of us have heard about it, but I'm going to take an interesting side on this one, just a little bit of a different take. If you are new to this channel, we are Lions fans. We do not hide that, but we love covering the NFL, and we have always enjoyed the Raiders. There's always been this Raiders-Pistons connection, so we understand in Detroit kind of what that looks like. I think we also understand both fan bases and how similar they can be. But we love talking ball here, and the Raiders, I almost said Oakland. Did you see that? The Las Vegas Raiders have some interesting stuff. Davante Adams has asked for a trade. He said, I want to get out of here. All right, how do you feel about it? Do you want him to stay? Do you want him to go? These are the questions that I want to know the answers to, and I have an interesting take. I think you need to trade him. I think you need to get him out of here. All right, but I'm going to tell you why. But first, let's talk about how we got here. All right, he requested a trade, and he wants familiarity with his next team. So just like any good wide receiver, not only is he asking for a trade, but he's also asking for a trade to a team he wants to go to. He is interested in going to play with the Jets or the Saints. The Jets completely makes sense to me. All right, Aaron Rodgers has not gotten that connection down with Garrett Wilson yet. They don't have anything behind him, to be completely honest. Lazard, come on. All right, we can do better. Williams, he's still recovering. I mean, he's back, but he's not what he used to be, Mike Williams, with that knee injury coming off the torn ACL. Adams would go in there and immediately be the top dog, or at least 1B with Wilson, but he connects well with them. So I think that is a kind of a no-brainer. All right, now, sorry for that audio thing there for a second. Now, with that being said, does that make sense for the team? Does that make sense for the team? Can the Jets offer what the Raiders want? The Raiders originally said, at least rumors are, that they want a second-round pick plus compensation. What does that look like? Does that look like another wide receiver? The Saints don't make as much sense to me. They have Olave. They have Shaheed. Like, they're good to go. I don't know what that looks like. Unless you're getting a second-rounder and Rashid Shaheed, then I would say take it all day. All right, but I think that's a lot to ask for, and I know what you're thinking. Like, what do you mean that's a lot to ask for? That doesn't make any sense. All right, there's a couple of other teams that are interested in it. Davante Adams has been linked to the Cowboys, the Jets, and the Saints, like we said, and the Steelers. All right, Steelers don't make sense to me. Saints don't. Cowboys and Jets do. They absolutely do. The Cowboys have lacked a true number two for a really long time, seemingly, or maybe it's just the scheme in Dak Prescott. Maybe he's just not that good at throwing to a number two, but a guy like Davante Adams would be helpful. So we know he could help. The question is, why did I start the video off by saying they should trade him? That's the better question. And I'm going to give you just a few reasons why. All right, number one, he is not the player that he used to be. He's still a very good wide receiver in the NFL. He is still a very good wide receiver in the NFL. He's 31.7. His birthday is in December of this year. He will turn 32 this year. He's never been an athletic phenom, all right, or a speed demon. He's been a good athlete, but not a speed demon, all right? His best 3 years were 2020 to 2022. 2 of those with Green Bay and 1 of those with the Raiders, all right? But then last year, even though he was targeted 3 times more in 2023 than he was in 2022, all right? And I understand it's because he lost a quarterback, but there's more to it than that. He had 400 less yards, all right? 3 more catches and 6 less touchdowns, all right? It's just his volume went way down. And this year, he's already battling an injury, maybe, right? I think he is. I really do. But he's not going to go back, I don't think, to that 2022 season and 2021 where he had over 1,500 yards. I don't think he's that guy anymore, which does not put him on the right timetable when it comes to your team. This is a team that desperately needs a quarterback. Right now, you are wasting money having an elite wide receiver when you don't have a quarterback that can get him the ball. Right? It takes a special kind of quarterback to force feed a special wide receiver. All right? It's not always as easy as you would think. Gardner Minshew, O'Connell, can they get him the ball consistently without him getting upset? I don't think they can. And he's at a point in his career where he wants to win a championship. He wants a championship. That's what he wants. So that is a lot, but there's something even bigger. All right. And I want to show you this. This is his contract. All right. He is signed to the 2026 season. So that means through the age 34 season, he is signed. All right. Now, when you look at this, he is making $25 million this year. The next 2 years, he is slotted to make $44 million. So an aging, declining wide receiver, and I'm not saying he won't still be good. He will be. But he is declining. A declining wide receiver, there's no way he doesn't at 33 and 34. $44 million. Now, you don't save $44 million if you're not a cap nerd like I am. You don't save $44 million. You save this dead cap right here. So if you let him go right now, you're going to be paying this dead cap. I get that. All right. If you wait till the offseason to trade him, I'm not sure when this kicks in. If you wait till the offseason right here, it's $15.7 million. It's $15.7 million. So you would save the difference between 44 and 15.7. So almost $30 million. All right. It's like 28 million something. And that's what you'll have to spend. That's what you'll have to spend. And then the next year, it's even more. Now, I understand people usually restructure and extend. He's not going to be doing a new deal for you. If he's asking for a trade request now, there's no way he restructures this contract to kick the can down the road. All right? That'd be a favor to the team. So I think when you look at everything, I think this is a team that is set up that they could make a run and they could be potentially a really good football team in a year. Right? Maybe fix the quarterback situation. Maybe you get Sam Darnold. I know that sounds crazy, right? You need to have the right system. Maybe you get, I don't know. Maybe it's Russell Wilson. Maybe it's Justin Fields. There are always quarterbacks that become available. And if you trade Devontae Adams in the offseason or during the season, November 5th, by the way, I believe is the trade deadline. All right. If you trade him, you are going to have an extra $30 million, 28.5 or 28.6 million, I believe it is, to mess around and play with that you won't have if you don't keep him. Also, next year, he's going to get cut. They're going to cut him if he won't restructure his deal. They're not going to pay him $44 million. They're going to cut him, and they're going to eat the $15 million, right? They're going to cut him. They're going to eat the $15 million, and they're going to get nothing for him. Why not trade him when he has value in the middle of the year? You still eat the $15 million, but maybe you get a second-round pick. You have an extra $30 million to go sign yourself a competent quarterback. That's my suggestion. I know it's not just Madden football, but this is not a team that looks like it's going to be making a Super Bowl run this year. So how about instead of pretending that we're going to keep Adams for long term, how about instead we let him go and let the next team worry about that $44 million, which they wouldn't have to pay as much of because they would only be required to pay his base salary, which is $35.6 million each of the next 2 years. So it's a little more palatable for them. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. More Raiders content weekly. See ya.